Hey guys, this is Rocket Man Dan. Welcome to episode 5 of this little Let's Play series. Now last we saw him, Jeb was on Minmus, but I've just come back to the Space Centre just to do a couple of things. I actually wanted to upgrade the R&D department so we can take surface samples. There we go. And I'm just going to pop into Mission Control to see if there's anything that we can do on Minmus whilst we're here. It's not looking too promising. We'll take that anyway because that's for the mum. Nets us an extra, 100,000. Oh, there's rescue someone from orbit of Minmus, but we've only got a one-man craft, so we'll have to leave him there, unfortunately. We've got a few for the mum, and also whilst I'm here, I'd just like to change a couple of settings. So I want to go into the difficulty options, and then the advanced options, and I want to part pressure limits. I want things to fail if they go into too much pressure. I want do parts fall when passing their G limits. Fail, sorry, when passing their G limits, and I want Kerbal G-force limits as well. So if they're getting too much G-force, they end up passing out. So that could be, quite fun. And I want require signal for control because, that's kind of well, it's not useful. It makes things a little bit harder though. And I'm going to have plasma blackout as well for when we're coming back through the atmosphere. Might just make things a little bit more interesting. Yeah, we want to save. Exit there, and let's go into the tracking station, shall we? There we go. What have we got? We've got some... Oh, I see, right. So we're going to... Durbin's derelict, we're going to terminate that. Gildred's derelict, we're going to terminate that. But if you're not too sure when you're doing this as well, you just hover over the craft you're thinking about terminating, get your cursor out, and just down here on the bottom right, you can see what crew is on that spacecraft. So there's no one on that, so we can get rid of that. And then we want to keep those two. We definitely don't want to destroy the lander. Let's control Jeb. There he is, just where we left him. But now we can actually do a surface sample, which doesn't actually mean anything, but still we get more science for it. You sneak a taste of the surface sample. Nope, it's definitely not made of delicious dessert products. So we'll save that. Let's just have a little fly around, see if there's anything worth seeing on Minmus. On the flats I don't think there is. I don't think I get those ground feature things. No, nothing as far as the eye can see anyway. Let's just go down a bit because it was going to take us a while till we stopped. I've heard you can actually get into orbit with just your EVA pack on Minmus, but I don't think I'll give that a try because I don't think there's much else you can do once you've actually got orbital. Handy for rescues, I suppose. Let's get Jeb back in his craft. There we go. And board, collect the science, turn SAS back on, and let's get orbital again. Now I'm going to launch just as I do on Kerbin, except I don't need to go as high, but that's why the north mark is at the bottom of the nav ball. When I landed, I like it like that, so it's easy to take off then. So I'm just going to give it a slow burn just to start off with. Now I'm just going to turn right on over, try and face the 90-degree marker, and then full throttle. Go into the map view and get this to about 15,000-ish, just so we can definitely make sure we're not going to clip into any mountains or such. There we go, that's perfect. Plan a manoeuvre at our APO. That's great. There we go. Oh. Nice circular orbit. Well, it would be circular if I could actually manage just to use gentle touches. And I'm just going to face prograde There we go, pack those legs away for now. Got quite a lot of Delta V left. It's not a bad little lander in that respect. Doesn't look like we're going to hit anything. Oh, there we go. We've already moved 8 kilometres away from where we started. Let's fast forward on up to manoeuvre. I think I said that wrong, didn't I? Manoeuvre. Can get a little bit tricky sometimes, especially if you're me, because apparently my mouth doesn't work how I want it to. We're near there now. Let's just fast forward a little bit. Having that keyboard hooked up to the PS4 makes life a hell of a lot easier. So much easier. I'd say that's good enough. Let's call it good enough. Yeah, back in orbit now, I should say. What's a Perry on that? 14,000, that'll do. Now, we've got so much Delta V left, I don't want to go home yet. I'd actually like to go to the Mun. So let's see if we can plan a manoeuvre to go to the Mun. So I'm just going to give it a touch of prograde and see where we come out at things. Let's move that manoeuvre around. Oh, actually we've got an encounter there. And we can encounter it all the way around as well. Shall we focus on the Mun and have a look, see what we can do. So a bit of that, maybe. Let's try. No, that's not good enough. Let's move that manoeuvre around even more and see what a touch more prograde will do, because we can always do a mid-course correction. There we go. Somewhere about there will do for now, I think, and then we can do a mid-course correction. That's only 93 meters per second. So we shall lock to prograde there, and that manoeuvre is in 3 minutes 45. So fast forward on up a little bit as well. There we go. Just let things orientate themselves and try and face manoeuvre to the best of my ability, which is not great, let me just tell you that much. But I figure we've got quite a lot of Delta V, so why not go to the Mun as well? I mean, it's only one launch and it can only be a bit cheaper, and we've got all those contracts to complete once we actually arrive at the Mun. I want to start burning about 5 seconds before the node. There we go, let's start burning. Shouldn't be too bad. Do a mid-course correction to go along with it. Oh, just try and last few meters per second, try and stick to the node if we can. There we go. That'll have to do us. Wow. I know it's not exactly standard procedure to do this, but it can't hurt too much. Hopefully we've got the Delta V for this. Even if we can just get a landing, that would be nice, because we've got to do that mid-course correction. Oh, it doesn't want to do it there. Where shall we do it then? Does that help? The further up we do it, does that get us closer? Well, it gets us a lot closer. Let's cancel that manoeuvre then and do it. Oh yeah, let's do it at our ascending node, shall we? Not the best place to do it for Delta V. So that's our ascending node, so I want to burn downwards. That's quite a lot of Delta V needed, in fact. A little bit more than I was expecting, but let's see what a touch of prograde will do as well. And a little bit more anti-normal. It's too bad of an encounter really. That's a parry of 31. I wonder if we can go a little bit lower. Actually, where's that manoeuvre? What are we using? So maybe a bit of retrograde. That's about right. 14,000, that's great. We can't actually lock to manoeuvre yet, but that's no problem. Just move on over just like that. It's 133 meters a second. So let's fast forward a little bit, I'd say. Can't hurt too much. I know there's probably a better way to get an encounter. Well, it's not that I'm rushing, but I just don't want to take forever just trying to adjust to get literal most optimal things. I want anybody to be able to do this really. To just turn on the PS4 or Xbox and just be able to say, right, with this design I know I can at least go to there. Just makes life a little bit more easier. It's hard enough most of the time. So let's start fast forwarding again, and then I'll warp to my manoeuvre. If I can click on the line, that is. Warp to manoeuvre. There we go. And hopefully that should be good enough. Yes. Well, I think we've mainly got that inclination because we was matching Minmus's inclination there, and the Mun orbits equatorial. So let's have a see how the ship's looking, shall we? Oh, there's Kerbal. We're not coming home just yet. We will do soon enough though. About 7 seconds before the node we should start burning. There we go. Burn. Oh, there we go. Just slow it down just a little bit, just while we're coming down near the end. It's a pretty difficult state of this manoeuvre. Might not get it perfect. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect. Actually, that looks good enough where it is. What's that? 16,000. Yeah, that's great. And it looks pretty equatorial to me. So let's see. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. Let's plan a manoeuvre at our perry. Where is it? Add manoeuvre. There we go. I'm just going to give it a retrograde burn there. I'm just hoping we've got enough fuel to do what we need to do. Land. And that's about as far as I've thought this through. Let's have a see. Yeah, that looks about right. Oh, and if you look in Jeb's little portrait now, you'll see there's a little bar just there, G loss of consciousness meter. And if when we start hitting high G's, a meter will rise up there, and if it gets all the way to the top, Jeb should pass out, which means we'll have no control of the craft at all. That's it, not until Jeb comes back. Not until he's back conscious again. There's the Mun there, just in the distance, and I need to just go here after I've fast forwarded just a little bit. So fast forward just a bit, and then warp here. Because I can't remember if I've done all the science I need to do from there. I think I have though, because I don't think I've actually unlocked anything else that needs unlocking. There we go. We're definitely in its sphere of influence, and yet we've done these. There we go. And how many goo pods have we got left? I can't actually see. Has that one been used? No, that one hasn't been used, and the front one hasn't been used either. Let's close that. Looks a bit silly. Close that. There we go. And that one hasn't been used either. So let's get to our periapsis, shall we? actually. I'm going to step it up again, just a little bit, just to step it up. Warp to manoeuvre. I always like to step it up because you never know, it could fling off your periapsis, make some kind of physics calculation and do it wrong, but anyway, if we step up that problem won't happen. It's a 30-second burn, so that's, hey up, what's happening there? Yeah, so that's 15 seconds before and 15 afterwards. Coming up to it close now. I'm just going to do the burn now. There we go, we're just over the mon. We're about to go on the night side, but shouldn't matter, we've got these lights now. I mean, I'm not going to try and land in the dark. I'm not you know, I'm not that mad. But at least we've got these lights so we can actually see something on the screen other than just the engine. So that gets nice and bright nowadays as well. Slow that burn down a little bit. There we go. That should do us, I believe. What's the Peri? Peri of 16, Apo of 17. Now I need to try and find a nice area that's in the sun, and the sun is over there. And we also need to find a flat area. And that area just there is looking pretty flat to me. I mean, there's a few big craters, but other than that, it doesn't look too bad at all. Yeah, let's just warp on round to here. And wait for that to come on. Oh yeah, we'll have to do some science as well, won't we, whilst we're here? I'll get a EVA report as well. It's probably best that we stop now then, so we've got time to do all these things. Do this science just here. Yeah, that's great. And one more, just one of these. Observe the mystery goo. Keep that. EVA Jeb. First EVA around the mon. Do an EVA report. That gets us 24. Board the station, board the ship, lock to retrograde, and collect all that science. So we'll fast forward again, shall we? Just using the keyboard to fast forward there. It really does, it makes life so much easier. And I think I'm going to start the retrograde burn soon. I want it somewhere here-ish. Somewhere. Doesn't have to be precise, but just somewhere where we're going to intersect a nice flat patch. Out there will do fine, because I'll need to start burning retrograde way before then. We'll just go into... Oh, we are above ground level, which isn't accurate at the high heights, but these low heights it's quite accurate. I suppose we can start fast forwarding just a bit, but I don't recommend this to everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me it seems to work out most of the time, and I'm being honest here, not every time. Sometimes it doesn't work and I just crash straight into the ground. Let's fold those legs down. There we go, we need those. We've got 1272 meters per second in this bottom stage, but we've only got, you know, less than 500 meters a second to kill off. We've just got to decide when that is. Now you see it looked pretty flat just here, but when you look at it in real life, it doesn't actually look that flat, does it? Now last time we started killing off our speed of 100, you know what, I'm going to start killing off the speed pretty soon, I think. About now I'm going to start. Because we had 150 meters per second last time, I believe. But that was last time. Gravity's stronger here, we're falling down faster. And was at 4,000 meters. So we've got a lot of velocity to kill off. We've only got that little Terrier engine. There we go. It's giving us good thrust though. 7.5. Oh yeah, this should be plenty. So we're still, you know, 1600 metres above the surface. We've only got a surface velocity of 50. So I'm just going to cut the engine off again. That's a lot of delta V left in this stage. 786 metres a second. Could I do that while near? No, near isn't good enough. I think we need it to say a specific thing. I'm just going to give it a big puff again. The Mun's a little bit trickier to land on than Minmus, with its higher gravity and such. So you've got to pay a little bit more attention. So we are slowing down ever so slowly. Now we're speeding up ever so slowly, because I just let the throttle down a bit. When we get a little bit lower, I'm going to utch that throttle back up, so we slow down a bit more. We can't afford to land as hard as we did last time. That wouldn't be good. Touchdown. Got a little bit of bounce, but not as much as on Minmus. Oh, I can actually breathe again now. Let's turn off these for now and do some science, shall we? Yeah, these should all net us quite a bit when we return them back to the space centre. We'll observe that mixture of goo. Pity we didn't have a two-man pod with a scientist, because we could have reset that Science Junior, but I'm not really a fan of doing that, really. I really do like just leaving Jeb to do everything, because the science, you can work your way through it pretty quickly. So anything to slow you down, that's a bit better for me. Let's do an EVA report, and you can actually do, if you decided that you didn't want to let go of your command pod because you hadn't put ladders on there or something, you wasn't too confident with EVA RCS controls, you can actually do a surface sample from right up here. Look, take surface sample, but it's not too bad. Let's let go. Oh no, that wasn't let go. What did I press? I must have pressed circle. Let's yeah, I did press circle. Let's press let go, SAS, RCS. There we go. We can tell how much quicker Jeb's being pulled down now. Taking a little bit more RCS fuel. Turn these lights on. There we go. Let's jump here as well. We'll see how high we can go on the Mun. Nowhere near as high as on Minmus. There's a lot more gravity here. But I've done exactly the same thing as I did on Minmus, and I didn't take no notice of where we was. So I'm going to have to board again, aren't I? Just like that. Board there. Oh, zoom out just a touch. And have a look. Review stored data. Far side crater, that's where we are. So we just need to keep every experiment, and if I say far side crater again, hopefully that means I'll remember when it comes to planting the flag. Let go SAS RCS. There we go. Let's plant a flag somewhere. Just over here, just out the way. There we go. Leave the torch on, SAS on, RCS off, and plant that flag for the far side crater. I really have got to keep saying it, otherwise I'll forget. There we go, far side crater. Accept. Wish there was a little bit more to do, but you know, We can always have a little jump around, see if there's anything hiding around. I don't think there is. Can we see Kerbin from here? No. Oh, there it is. There's Kerbin. Just there. Oh. Probably should have been focusing on what I was doing, not looking at Kerbin. There we go. Let's get Jeb back in. Get him back home. Want to board this time. We've definitely collected all the science now, and SAS is on. Well, I suppose it's just a simple thing of getting back into orbit again. Oh, just got to start the engine off a little bit, pack those legs away, and turn over to about 90 degrees and full throttle. Just there, like that. Go into map view and we can see how high we're going. Plenty of delta V though. We've still got another stage after this, so no need to worry about it too much. We could have actually used all this stage when it come down to landing, I think anyway, or near all of it anyway. Just try and get a nice high APO, somewhere about 15, that should be nice. There we go. 482 meters a second now. I was quite lucky to land in that nice flat spot though. Looks like there was a few craters and divots up and down. Wouldn't have been nice to try to land sideways on one of those. Let's can we see anything? Is there anything to see? I'm not sure. Yeah, well, let's plan a manoeuvre at the apoapsis whilst we're there. How much will that be? That'll be a manoeuvre of 91 meters a second. Well, we've got 697 in the last stage and 158 in this stage. So I reckon we can just get rid of these exterior tanks and the legs and everything, and they can crash into the mum, and we'll get home on what we've already got, because I think that should be plenty to get back. So let's separate these. Oh, that stage of delta V's went up a little bit to 741. That's not too bad. Hopefully I remember to collect all the science off there. I believe it, and we've still got a couple of little solar panels, see. So let's face prograde and warp to next manoeuvre. There we go. It's only a 3-second burn, so I'm going to fast forward on up a little bit. Come on, nearly there. There we go, let's burn. And I believe that's us orbital. I could be wrong. Peri of 15,000, that's plenty anyway. Yeah, I was there at 15,000, perfectly circular. Right, so let's just go back to Kerbin. Plan a manoeuvre to burn backwards along the Mund's path. So just do that. There we go, and we'll just put a marker on that Peri so we can see. Now if we move this manoeuvre around, we can see if we're getting closer with the same amount of delta V or further away. So it looks like starting it just a little bit before I thought, a bit more prograde, and move that manoeuvre around again. Keep going, about there, add a bit more prograde, and just move that manoeuvre around again. It's all about having a look around, see what you can do with what you've got. There we go, and a little bit more again. Well, hopefully that means we'll land on the light side as well. There we go, Peri of 34,000. That's great. We'll stay locked to prograde, and it's only a 10-second burn. We've got plenty of delta V. But yeah, hopefully that means, oh, there's the Kerbin Space Center just there. I don't think we'll land anywhere near it then. So let's just fast forward a little bit, shall we? Oh, there's the tanks just there. Land of debris. We might be able to see them crash if we stay in this view. Yep, there we go. All those side tanks gone now. Let's warp on round to our manoeuvre node. Well, it looks like we ran out of battery power at one point then. Let's have a see, electric charge 36, yeah. Ran out of battery power going around them, and obviously we got rid of those legs, didn't we? So let's wait till we get to the manoeuvre. 5 seconds before, 5 seconds afterwards. There we go, and we'll just be burning fully prograde. That's how I've just locked to prograde, that's all. Start the burn now, and that should mean we get a nice encounter with Kerbal in a very short time. Hopefully I've done this right and I don't burn up in the atmosphere. There we go. Let's just have a look what that Perry says. 37, now 35. Great. I don't know how much you can see of this at the minute, but we're not facing the sun. Where's the sun? Just there. So we'll turn off prograde lock, face just like that, and turn the lights back on. There we go. That's better, and we're still getting some light on that solar panel. Are we using more energy than we're gaining? No, other way around. We're gaining more than we're using. That's great. Right, let's fast forward this a little bit, shall we, till we're outside the mum's sphere of influence. We'll see how much science we've earned off this little jolly vacation Jeb's been on. Come on, just outside. We'll focus back on our craft and just warp here. We've still got a lot of delta V left. We could do a manoeuvre, but we're not coming in too fast. Not at an unsafe velocity anyway. I'm struggling. There's Kerbal just there, eclipsing the sun. Great, so we're using all of our electricity again. And turn the lights on again. There we go. And we're going to point one direction or another, I think, just like there. Just going to point normal. I believe we're still getting, yeah, we're still getting sunlight. That's not a bad image, that. Zoom in and we'll fast forward to about here, I think. And after that we can manually time warp. Yeah, just there's fine. Get ready to burn retrograde soon. Not burn retrograde, turn retrograde, what am I saying? Come on then. Let's hurry this along a little bit. There we go. Turn the camera a little bit, I think. Oh yeah, no, that's not the direction I wanted. Let's separate and face retro. There we go. Oh, there it is. Hopefully we can see something happen with that. We'll physics warp whilst we're at it. Doesn't look too happy in the atmosphere. Quite a few explosions there. Looks like it's going to be a watery landing. Always good for Jed. Slowing down nicely as well. So look at that for later. Oh, perfect. Maybe one day we'll slow down as well. Oh, beautiful. So loads of ablator left as well. I think I only put 60 on there, and I'm apparently trying to move the command pod whilst I'm using physics warp, which isn't too clever, to say the least. Could have broke up or anything then. Keep an eye on Jeb when I pop the parachute as well. Maybe that G meter will go up a little bit. Let's turn off physics warp soon, about now. You keep your eye on Jeb. and I'll open the chute, see what happens. See if he slows down too fast. No, not a thing happened. That's very disappointing. At least we're over the sea. Oh, there was something there to collect. So we've got pressure scan, we need a crew report, and we need a temperature scan. Nice. Could have been worse. Let's just physics warp again a little bit. No point in falling at real speed. There we go. Try not to physics warp into the water. Beautiful. Beautiful landing. Let's recover the vessel. There we go, not too bad at all. 1,237.1 science earned. Well, I think that was well worth going. And we've got 1.2 million Kerbal dollars as well. That's not too bad. We've got quite a lot of science. We'll unlock some more things next time, I think. And Jeb's up to level 2. That's great. I think that means now we can lock to anti-normal, to normal, radial and anti-radial. No target, anti-target yet, but you know, maybe we can earn that next time. We'll have a see, eh? There we go. Jeb's earned 9. Let's warp to next morning, just to make it nice and bright. Okay, that's the end. Thanks very much for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, maybe leave me a comment, that would be great. See you next time. Bye bye.